BC goes down to Duke. Didn't play all that well. Started off slow, and the Blue Devils take care of BC. Let's talk about it.
You are Locked On Boston College, your daily podcast on the Boston College Eagles. Part of the Locked On Podcast Network, your team every day.
Hello, everyone, and welcome. This is Locked On Boston College, your team every day. I'm your host, AJ Black of Eagle Insider, part of the 247 Network. I've been covering Boston College for over a decade, and if you're looking for Boston College news and analysis and details on your Eagles, you are in the right spot. Locked On Boston College is a free daily Boston College podcast available on YouTube or wherever you get your podcast. Today's episode is brought to you by FanDuel. Make every moment more with FanDuel. Right now, it's the last call for FanDuel. If you're a new customer, bet just $5 and get $200 in bonus bets. All right, this is our special after the game episode on Boston College versus Duke. BC entered the game on a 2-game losing streak against Notre Dame and UVA. They were, I posted it on Twitter. They were 26.5-point underdogs going into this game. And if you haven't seen it, I always post the odds. ESPN Analytics always has that like pie chart. And, it's like BC has a 30% chance to win this game. Duke had a 99% chance of winning this game. Hey, at least so you're saying we have a chance. Well, they didn't have much of a chance in this game because Boston College started off really, really, really slow. They were down 13-0 to start this game, 11-0, and they could not get out of their own way to start this game. So starting it off, they couldn't hit a shot. They were turning the ball over. Earl Grant had to waste a timeout really to start the game off, and it just felt like right there it was over. Like you're playing in Cameron Indoor Stadium, you cannot start off that slow. Those fans will go ape. They'll go crazy over that. And that once they're into it, it makes that game that much harder. But have to give a little credit to BC here. They fell behind 13, and from there, they kind of stuck with them for the rest of the game. Now, the lead would kind of expand to about 20, and then it would shrink a little bit, and it would go back up. But it wasn't like, I looked at that score to start the game, and I'm going, BC's going to lose like by 30, 40, 50 here. This is going to get ugly. They're going to score a point. It didn't get that bad. So credit to them. And defensively, BC didn't, they held Duke to the lowest amount of points they've scored in a game other than the Michigan State game that they won earlier this year. So they did play pretty good defense. Now, that being said, the offense, it was man against boys in that sense because BC got double-digit scoring out of Fred Payne, and I believe that was it. He had 16 points. The rest of the team combined for 35 points. They combined for 35 points. My math wasn't mathing there. Shot 38%, 25% from three-point range, and 44% from the free throw line. Those numbers aren't good. They turned the ball over 12 times. The offense was, you got no rhythm out of anything in there. And that's just what happens when you play superior defenses and superior athletes. Like Duke is in a world that is not anywhere near the same stratosphere as what BC is at. And it was clear as day in this game. Like they just couldn't get anything going as much as, you'd get a shot here and there, but every time they would make a shot, the defense struggled to stop them and they could never get any sort of rhythm going. So BC falls to 9-13 with this. They're 2-7 in the ACC, while Duke is 21-1. So on one hand, they didn't look bad. They were competitive. They didn't let it become a complete blowout. But again, as I've said before in these shows, I'm tired of talking about moral victories. It'd be nice if BC was in these games. And they have been. I should be fair. They were in the UVA game and they were 17th in the country, and that was great. Duke is just Duke. And walking into this game, I'm going, they have no chance in the world here. I mean, in order to win a game like this, you need two things to happen. You need a little bit of dumb luck, and you need someone to score. You need someone just to have big games. Like I remember back to those days where they like beat Syracuse and you had a big game for what was it, Kai Bowman or Jerome Robinson. I forget which one had a big game in that, but like the games that you have upsets, you need someone to be the man on flames. Like they need some like they needed Fred Payne to put down like 30, 35 points and have like a huge game. And I know that's an unfair expectation from a kid that was basically on the bench for most of last year. But that's what I'm just saying. That's what they needed. And maybe it would have been Donald Hand to do that. And Donald Hand, he went 2 for 8 for 6 points and had 4 turnovers. So he had more turnovers than he had shots that he hit. So that's not going to help. And your front court got bullied. Like Bowden Kapke he just not have, when you're playing bigs like this, when you play a guy like Cameron Boozer, who had 19 points and 12 rebounds, and Patrick Ngomba, who had 9 rebounds and 9 points, like they killed him up front. And you have guys out there that you're struggling defensively, but you also, I'm going to say it, like you have guys on your team that don't give you anything offensively. Like Aiden Shaw is good for one throwdown dunk every game, but he's painful to watch offensively. Like he doesn't give you a whole lot there. He's a big athletic guy, but consistently, like he's not doing a whole lot. In this game, Shaw had 2 points in 20 minutes. He went 1 for 3 and had 4 rebounds. Like that's just not going to cut it. So I mean, I think a lot of you guys watching this game just expected them to get blown out, and they didn't. But you're getting closer and closer to the end of the season. You've only got a handful of games left. Like, March Madness is right around the corner. And I think the realistic goal here to end this year is like, can BC make the ACC tournament? And right now, I think it's the last 2 teams are not going to make it, because I think BC didn't make it last year. And I'm looking at it right now, and BC would not make it. They're in a 5-way tie for the basement with Pitt, Georgia Tech, Notre Dame, BC, and Wake Forest. So I know that they have to play still. I think they play Notre Dame again. They definitely play Wake Forest. I'm pulling it up right now. So they have Notre Dame, they have Wake Forest, and I think that's it from the guys in the basement. And your schedule is just not going to get much easier. Like the next 2 games you're looking at, you get Miami, who's at really good, and you have Stanford, who's playing pretty well. So the wins are not going to come easily for BC in the next couple of weeks. And this is where things are at. I still think they're going to win a few more games. They could beat, I mean, they should have beat Notre Dame last time they played and they weren't able to do it. So that kind of wraps things up. It's one of those losses where you're just like, at this point for BC fans, it's like, who cares? Like you didn't expect anything. They didn't do much. It was a tough game to watch. They scored 49 points. Like, ugh. Just and to their credit, like Duke didn't score much. Like you're watching and neither team is doing much. It was just kind of like it felt like it was going through the motions. And I feel like I honestly feel like that's what the end of the season is going to be like for BC, right? Like you look at the games that are left at home, you have Florida State at home, SMU at home, Miami at home, and Virginia Tech at home. So you're not getting any of those big marquee matchups that get fans going. Even like UVA gets people going. It just feels like I just get the sense that things feel dead, but it's going to feel even more dead for the next month until we find out what's going to happen at the end of the season. And I think you guys all know what I mean by that. Well, thank you all for listening. Just so you guys all know, I'm going to be doing a lot more like bonus episodes. So today you have this. Tomorrow, for a 10-minute bonus episode, I'm going to do my flagship show. My 30-minute show is going to be a lot about football. It usually is, right? That's why I always say that. But I'm going to be adding in more sports. So this is basketball. Tomorrow, I'm going to have Gio Collada of Eagle Insider and WZBZ to talk about lacrosse. And I'm going to be dropping more and more of these on the channel. So you're going to be getting shows extra content all over the place. So hopefully you'll join us here at Locked On BC. Make sure to follow me on Twitter at AJBlack247. And then in terms of before we go, I also want to say, sorry, 1 second.
I'm Kalia Butler, host of Locked On Women's Basketball, and this is Mazda's Women's Basketball Snapshot, celebrating the work no highlight reel can ever capture. Number 1 ranked UConn dominated Tennessee 96-66, turning a halftime tie into a historic win and avenging last season's loss by delivering the largest margin in the rivalry's history. AZ Fudd had 27 points and Sarah Strong added 26 as the Huskies remain perfect on the season, reminding everyone why they are the reigning national champions. In the Big Ten, number 2 UCLA rolled past number 8 Iowa 88-65, powered by 22 points from Angela Dukalij and a huge advantage in the paint, staking their claim as a national threat. These moments are earned off the clock, those long before the lights ever come on. The sweat, the fakes, the doubt, the scrapes, and coming back for more every time. Mazda puts that same drive into every detail. Wins define the moment, putting in the work, that defines you. There's more to a Mazda because there's more to you.
Thank you for joining us, and follow me on Twitter. And make sure, if you have not already become part of our Everydayers Club, you join us. It has more bonus content. You have access to our Discord, which is like a big group chat full of BC fans like me and you and all you guys out there. Hopefully, I'll see you guys over there, and we'll see you again soon for another episode of Locked On Boston College, your team every day.